Ethan Harper walked quickly down the wet streets of Chicago, holding his briefcase tight and trying not to get splashed by passing cars. The rain made the city lights shine brighter and gave the streets a strange, quiet feeling. Ethan always liked this part of the day, when the city seemed slower and the noise faded into the background. He was thinking about the presentation he had to give the next day, feeling nervous and a little tired from working long hours at the marketing firm. He never expected to notice anything else while walking through the rain, but that changed when he saw Lily Brooks. Lily was sitting alone at a small table in the corner of the coffee shop, her umbrella closed beside her. She was sketching something in a notebook, moving her pencil with care and focus. Ethan stopped for a moment without realizing it. There was something about the way she looked, calm and completely in her own world, that caught his attention. Her hair was damp from the rain, and she had a soft smile on her face as she worked on her drawing. Ethan felt a sudden pull in his chest, something he could not explain. It was not just attraction, but a feeling that he had seen her before, somewhere in a dream or memory he could not remember. He shook his head slightly and tried to focus on himself. He told himself he did not have time to get distracted by strangers, especially someone as mysterious as this woman. Yet, without thinking, he walked into the coffee shop and ordered a drink, hoping to pass by her without making it awkward. But fate had other plans. As he moved to leave, he tripped on the edge of a chair, and his briefcase fell, spilling papers across the floor. Lily looked up instantly, her eyes wide and concerned. She stood quickly, stepping over to help him gather the scattered papers. Ethan bent down, feeling embarrassed and grateful at the same time. He noticed the small laugh that escaped her lips, light and warm, and it made him smile despite himself. "Thank you," he said, straightening up and brushing off his suit. His voice sounded clumsy even to him. "No problem," Lily replied. Her voice was soft but confident. "It looks like you were in a hurry." Ethan nodded, feeling the words escape him too quickly. "Yes, I guess I was." "I am Ethan, by the way, Lily," she said, offering her hand. The handshake was brief, but when their fingers touched, Ethan felt a strange shiver run through him. It was as if the world around them became quieter for a moment. He could not explain why, but he wanted to stay and talk, even though his mind screamed that he should leave. They moved back to their tables, but both kept sneaking glances at each other. Ethan tried to concentrate on his coffee, but his thoughts kept returning to her sketches. Lily glanced at his papers and noticed the designs for an upcoming ad campaign. She tilted her head, genuinely interested. "You do marketing?" she asked. "It must be exciting, but also stressful." Ethan laughed lightly, a sound he had not heard from himself in days. "It is. Some days are good, some are just work." Today is one of the long days. They started talking about simple things at first. The rain, the city, favorite coffee drinks. But soon the conversation moved to art, music, and little stories about their lives. Ethan discovered that Lily loved old bookstores and often spent weekends wandering through them. Lily learned that Ethan liked late-night walks and could talk for hours about movies he had watched as a child. The connection was easy and natural, as if they had known each other longer than a few minutes. As the rain outside began to slow, neither of them noticed the time passing. Ethan checked his watch and realized he was late for an important dinner with a client. He stood up, feeling a strange disappointment at leaving. Lily smiled at him, as if she understood exactly what he was feeling. "Maybe we will meet again," she said, tucking her notebook under her arm. Ethan nodded, feeling an unexpected hope in his chest. "I would like that," he said, meaning every word. He stepped out into the damp streets, but even as he walked away, could not stop thinking about her smile and the way she made the city feel different, brighter, and full of possibilities. Something inside him had shifted, and he knew life was not going to feel the same again. Ethan Harper walked into the office the next morning feeling restless. He could not stop thinking about Lily Brooks, her smile, and the strange warmth he had felt when they spoke. He tried to focus on work, but every time he closed his eyes for a moment, he saw her sketching in the coffee shop. He shook his head, trying to push the thoughts away, but they kept coming back. Jonathan Blake, the CEO of the company, noticed Ethan's unusual quietness in the morning meeting. Jonathan had worked with Ethan for several years and knew when something distracted him. After the meeting, he called Ethan into his office. "Ethan, I see you are distracted," Jonathan said, his voice calm but firm. "Is everything okay outside of work?" Ethan felt caught off guard. He wanted to tell Jonathan about Lily, but he stopped himself. It was private, and he did not know if he could explain the strange feeling he had experienced. "Yes, everything's fine," Ethan said. "Just tired, I guess." Jonathan leaned back in his chair and studied Ethan carefully. "I know you well enough to know when you are hiding something. If this is about a person, be careful. Relationships can take your focus away from what is important right now. You have a lot to accomplish, and a wrong step could cost you." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Just remember, not everyone you meet is good for you, even if they seem perfect at first." Ethan nodded, not fully listening to the warning. He appreciated Jonathan's concern, but something inside told him to trust his own feelings. After leaving the office, he could not stop thinking about Lily. The warning made him more cautious, but it also made him wonder why she mattered so much to him already. During lunch, Ethan wandered through a small park near the office. He needed fresh air and a break from the buzzing phones and emails. As he walked, he saw someone familiar sitting on a bench with a sketchbook. His heart skipped a beat. It was Lily. She looked up and smiled when she noticed him. Ethan walked over slowly, unsure if he should approach. "Hi again," he said, slightly out of breath from running to catch up. "Hi," Lily replied warmly. "I was just drawing the trees. The leaves look different in this light." Ethan nodded and sat down on the other end of the bench. He did not want to seem too eager, but he could not hide his excitement. They talked about simple things, the changing seasons, and favorite books. Ethan discovered that Lily had a way of making ordinary moments feel special. She asked him about his work and listened carefully as he spoke, showing genuine interest. Jonathan's warning echoed in his mind, but he ignored it. He felt that some things were beyond logic and needed to be experienced. Over the next few days, Ethan found himself seeing Lily in unexpected places. At a local art gallery, he noticed her examining a painting with deep focus. At a small bookstore, she was reading quietly in a corner. Every meeting felt like fate guiding him closer to her. He started to feel that their connection was more than chance, like two paths that were meant to cross repeatedly. Ethan could not explain why he felt a growing bond with Lily. It was not just attraction, but a sense of understanding and trust that came too quickly to be ordinary. He found himself smiling during work, thinking about the next time he would see her, and imagining conversations that had not yet happened. Each moment with Lily made him feel alive in a way that his work and busy life had never done. Late one evening, Ethan sat at his desk, looking out at the city lights. He remembered Jonathan's warning clearly. He knew the path ahead might not be easy, and he could face disappointment. Yet, he also knew that he wanted to follow this feeling, even if it meant taking a risk. He thought about Lily's smile, her laughter, and the warmth of her presence. In that moment, he decided that some connections were worth the risk, and he would not let fear keep him from discovering what was meant to be. Ethan could not stop thinking about Lily. After their lunch in the park, her face kept appearing in his mind at the most unexpected times. He found himself smiling at his computer screen, laughing quietly at a memory of her laugh, and replaying the conversations they had shared. He realized that he wanted to see her again, not just by chance, but intentionally. He wanted to spend time with her and understand the strange connection that pulled him toward her. A few days later, Ethan went to the same coffee shop where they first met. He hoped Lily would be there. The rain had stopped and the street smelled of wet asphalt and fresh air. As he walked in, he saw her sitting at the same table in the corner, sketchbook open and a cup of tea steaming beside her. When she noticed him, her eyes lit up, and she waved him over. "Hi, Ethan," she said with a smile. "I did not expect to see you here again. I wanted to come back," he said, sitting down across from her. "I wanted to see how your sketches are coming along." They talked for hours. Lily shared stories about the art she loved and the places she wanted to visit. Ethan listened, captivated by her passion and the way she described colors and shapes. He talked about his life too, about the work he did and the city he loved, and she listened with a curiosity that made him feel understood. Ethan realized that he had never felt this level of comfort with anyone before. With Lily, he did not need to impress or explain himself. Their conversations flowed easily, like a river moving without effort. He noticed that when she laughed, it was pure and unforced. When she spoke softly about the things that mattered to her, He felt a bond forming between them that was stronger than simple friendship. Over the next few weeks, Ethan and Lily spent more time together. They explored art galleries, visited quiet streets, and shared music that touched them both. Every moment felt full of meaning. Ethan started feeling things he had not felt in years. There was a warmth in his chest when he was near her, and a quiet excitement about discovering the world together. One evening, as they walked along the river, Ethan noticed the reflection of the lights dancing on the water. Lily paused and looked at him. He felt the connection in her eyes, the same way he felt it in his own heart. It was like they could understand each other without speaking. Ethan realized that this bond was rare and precious. He wanted to protect it and nurture it. Lily spoke about her dreams, about traveling to small towns to see old architecture and painting the places she loved. Ethan listened carefully, imagining a future where they could share these adventures. He felt a deep desire to support her and be part of her world. At the same time, he knew that his work might make it difficult, but he did not care. This connection was stronger than fear or doubt. Ethan started noticing little things about Lily that made him care more deeply. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was focused, the way her eyes sparkled when she laughed, and the quiet determination she showed when talking about her dreams. Each detail made him feel closer to her, like he was discovering a part of himself through her. They began to rely on each other in small ways. Lily would send messages wishing him a good day at work. Ethan would find small ways to make her smile. It's like leaving a note on her table at the coffee shop or bringing her favorite tea. Their bond grew stronger each day. It was more than attraction. It was understanding, trust, and a feeling that they were connected in a way that could not be broken by distance or time. Ethan finally understood that some connections were rare, the kind that came once in a lifetime. He felt lucky to have found Lily, as they sat by the river, talking and laughing quietly. Ethan knew that their bond was growing into something special, a love that felt destined and real. He realized that no matter what challenges came, he wanted to follow this connection and see where it would lead, together with her. Ethan felt happy every time he thought about Lily, but he also felt a little nervous. He knew that their worlds were very different. His life was filled with work, deadlines, and office meetings. Lily's life was full of art, freedom, and dreams that did not follow a schedule. He worried that their differences might create problems if they became closer. One evening, Ethan met Lily at a small gallery opening. She was excited to show him a new series of paintings she had finished. He admired her work, noticing the colors and details she loved so much. He could see how passionate she was and how much her art meant to her. Ethan felt proud that he could share these moments with her, but he also wondered if he could ever fit into her world completely. After the gallery, they walked along quiet streets, the city lights reflected in puddles from the earlier rain. Ethan felt a sudden need to tell Lily about his worries. He stopped and looked at her, unsure how to begin. "Lily," he said carefully, "I really like spending time with you. You make everything feel different and better, but I am worried. Our lives are so different. I do not want to hold you back or make things difficult for you." Lily smiled softly. "Ethan, I like you too. I like spending time with you. But I am not looking for someone to change my life. I just want someone who will be with me no matter what." Ethan felt relief mixed with fear. He wanted to trust her words, but he also remembered the warning from his boss. Jonathan Blake had told him to be careful, to think about what he wanted and what was at risk. Ethan knew the CEO was right in some ways. Love could bring joy, but it could also bring pain. He did not want to hurt Lily or lose himself in trying to keep up with her world. The next day at work, Ethan could not focus. His mind kept returning to Lily and their conversation. Jonathan noticed Ethan's distraction again and asked him to come to his office. Jonathan's tone was more serious this time. "Ethan, I see you are involved with someone outside work," Jonathan said. "I am not judging you, but I want you to think carefully. Differences in life paths can cause problems. You need to decide what is more important: your career, your goals, or the new relationship. Sometimes, the people who seem perfect for us are not the ones who fit our life. Be careful." Ethan listened, but did not reply immediately. He understood the warning. He knew that following his feelings could create challenges. He also knew that Lily made him feel alive in a way work never could. He realized that life was not just about goals and achievements. Sometimes it was about moments, connections, and the people who made those moments meaningful. That evening, Ethan met Lily again. They walked in the park where they had first spent time together, felt the pull of his heart stronger than the doubts in his mind. He looked at her and saw the same warmth and trust that he had felt before. He decided to take a step forward, even if it was risky. "Lily," he said, "I do not know what will happen. Our lives are different, and things might be hard. But I want to be with you. I want to try, even if it is not easy." Lily reached for his hand, holding it tightly. "Ethan, I want that too. Life is never easy, but some things are worth the risk. I trust you, and I want to see where this goes." Ethan felt a wave of relief and happiness. He knew that challenges might come, but at that moment, he also knew that their bond was strong enough to face them. They walked together, hands clasped, ready to explore a love that was real, deep, and full of possibilities. Ethan could feel the excitement and nervousness in his chest as he walked toward the gallery where Lily had been working on a new exhibit. He had been planning a surprise for her. He wanted to show her that he cared about her world as much as she cared about his. He knew that their journey would not be simple, but he wanted to take the next step with her. When he arrived, Lily was putting the finishing touches on her paintings. She looked up and smiled when she saw him. Ethan felt his heart race. He handed her a small envelope. "What is this?" Lily asked, curious. "Open it," Ethan said with a smile. Inside the envelope was a note and a small key. The note read, "This is for your new studio. I want you to have a place where you can create freely, and I want to support you in your dreams." Lily looked at him with surprise and emotion. Tears appeared in her eyes. "Ethan, this is amazing. I do not know what to say." Ethan reached for her hand. "You do not have to say anything. I just want you to know that I believe in you and I want to be part of your world. I want to share life with you, not change it." Lily hugged him tightly. In that moment, Ethan felt the connection between them stronger than ever. It was more than love or attraction. It was understanding, trust, and a sense of destiny. He realized that all the warnings, doubts, and challenges had led to this moment. As they walked through the gallery, Lily showed him each painting and explained the inspiration behind it. Ethan listened carefully, asking questions and admiring her work. He felt proud to be by her side, seeing her passion come alive. Every detail made him feel closer to her, like he was discovering her soul and sharing his own at the same time. Days turned into weeks, and their relationship grew even stronger. They spent time exploring the city, visiting hidden streets, quiet parks, and small cafes. Each adventure was filled with laughter, shared stories, and moments of quiet connection. Ethan realized that he was learning to live in the present, to enjoy moments fully, because of Lily. One evening, they sat by the river, holding hands and watching the reflection of the city lights on the water. Ethan felt a wave of certainty. He knew that challenges would come, that their worlds were different, and that life was unpredictable. But he also knew that some connections were rare and precious. The bond he shared with Lily was one of those connections. "Ethan," Lily said softly, "I never thought I could feel this way about someone. You make everything feel right, even when things are complicated." Ethan smiled, feeling the warmth of her hand in his. "Lily, I feel the same. Never believed in this kind of connection until I met you. Now I know that some things are worth taking risks for. We can face anything together." They stayed by the river until the lights dimmed and the streets became quiet. Ethan felt a sense of peace he had never known before. He realized that life was not just about work, success, or achievements. Life was about connections, love, and shared moments. Chatia found that with Lily. In the following months, their love continued to grow. They supported each other's dreams, celebrated small victories, and faced challenges together. Ethan no longer felt torn between worlds because he had found a way to merge them with Lily. Their bond became a source of strength, joy, and inspiration. Ethan knew that some people spent their entire lives searching for a love like this. He felt grateful every day that fate had brought Lily into his life. The warnings and doubts no longer mattered. What mattered was the bond they shared and the journey they were on together. Hand in hand, they stepped forward into a future full of possibilities, ready to face anything as long as they were together.